He's a rainbow cat. He's a rainbow cat. He's a little rainbow cat. It's a kitty attack. It's a kitty attack. See my romantic setting. I'm trying a new setting today, as it can get quite dark sometimes when I get time to film. So I hope this looks alright. It's a new setting, new background. Hello everyone, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are having a happy Valentines or a romantic Valentines. Yeah, because it is Valentine's Day. And yeah, I know a lot of people say, oh, it's very commercialized, you know, there's a lot of pressure in it, it's a reminder and all that stuff, but I don't know, I kind of like to have it as a day to reflect, and just, you know, I don't know, have a little bit of a romantic day for oneself, you know. I'm gonna cook myself a romantic dinner for me and Marga, so I'm going to yeah, get her some chicken, boil it to perfection, just the way she likes it, and yeah. And I hope you guys are having a cozy one as well, however you guys decide to celebrate it. I hope you guys are treating yourselves well and giving yourself some grace and, yeah, being kind to yourselves. So yeah, I feel spring is slowly creeping in. Still hibernation season there, so slow paces. And it's still a bit cold as well. We get some really cold days. So yeah, still feels a bit still feels a little bit like winter. But yeah, but it's really cozy. But big difference is it's getting a lot lighter, and that feels really nice. I love these in between seasons. Yeah, it just feels a bit magical in the air. I mean, as if you followed me for a while, you guys know that I do love autumn. So I love when it gets a bit darker and a bit cozier. And yeah. But I do love this as well, where it gets a bit lighter and the days are a bit longer and things are starting to look a little greener. It's a wonderful time of year. So yeah, I'm really getting the vibe. It's still very early, but yeah. Oh, and speaking of magical, I finally baked my first loaf of bread the other day, and I feel quite accomplished. It came out better than I thought. I made a savory one, so I wanted to have some, so I had some fresh rosemary in it, and I chopped it. That's me acting that out. So fresh rosemary and some thyme and some garlic in it, and it turned out really good. Just, oh, when it was freshly out of the oven, I put some butter on a slice, and it was so good. And I think that's gonna be really great to dip in my bone broth, which I am in the process of making some more. And man, like, why haven't I done this before? It's amazing to just be able to bake your own bread, and it smells really good in the kitchen. And I'm so excited to try different flavors. I mean, pumpkin spice bread or whatever came up in mind. So yeah, I'm gonna have a little bakery over here. I kind of like to also just have this day to sort of reflect and be grateful for what I have. So grateful I can spend it with my best friend, little Marga. We're gonna sit and watch the movies, I'm thinking, and yeah, just relax and have a cozy day. I also really wanted to make a vlog for today because I heard the Sweetest love story a while ago, and I've been wanting to do something for it because I just thought it was so wonderful, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, some of you may have, but the story is between two storks called Klepetan and Malena. I hope they pronounce names correctly. But it's so wonderful. I really wanted to paint something as well with it, or for them, but it is the loveliest story. So to start the story, I have to go back to 1993, when a man, lives a Croatian man named Stepan. He found Malena while he was out fishing, and he soon he quickly saw that Malena was actually injured. She'd been shot in her wing, so she couldn't fly anymore. So what he did, he took her in and he looked after her, and he even built her a nest and fed her, and yeah, took her in. He even, as I was doing research for it to try and be as accurate as I can, it was really sweet because you saw footage of him referring to her as his daughter, and they would drive around and go for walks together, and he built her this really lovely nest on his roof, and yeah, really looked after her. And then in 2001, Stepan noticed that there was a male stork that came and visited Malena as well, and they quickly became a pair, and Stepan named the male stork Klepetan. And it's such a sweet story of devotion because Klepetan soon became Malena's caregiver and went fishing and fed her, and they had little babies together and started a little family. And as they are migratory birds, Klepetan would have to leave to migrate all the way to South Africa, which is a month-long journey. But every year he would return back to Malena, and this went on for years, and they had 66 chicks together, all together. And now the
way that the migratory birds have to take.
What I'm trying to say here is the route that the migratory birds have to take. You'll have to forgive me, I do tend to trip over my words. Is quite dangerous because there's a lot of hunting going around during migration and along the route that the birds take from Croatia to South Africa. Yeah. And one year, Klepetan unfortunately didn't return, and they waited for a long time, and it seemed like he wouldn't return, and of course they were heartbroken. And Stefan took upon himself to then write a letter to the president of the neighbouring country, which is on the route towards South Africa. And in this letter he told him about Malena and Klepetan's love story and their devotion to each other, and how he comes back every year for Malena, and he even attached a feather with Klepetan. And he even attached a feather from Klepetan. And the president was so moved that he actually implemented some laws to protect the birds during migration, to prevent hunting during that time. And I think that's what I found so inspiring as well about that story, is just the love between Klepetan and Malena. Just shows the devotion and how love is a universal thing. It's not just between us humans like we see it in the movies, and it's all these grand gestures and all that. It's all around us. To quote Wet, 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 love is all around us. But I just thought it was so wonderful that this powerful love story isn't between two humans we see in a movie. It's between two storks. How unlikely for us humans. But I love that it evoked love in Stepan to look after them and devote his time and his love and care for them, and then that their love also then inspired the president of the neighbouring country, and for the neighbouring country people to set in laws to protect other birds and them. And it just kind of goes to show how powerful. I hope this doesn't come across as cheesy, but I'm really trying to make a point here. But how powerful love is in all its forms, not just in romantic, but in just the love and care we have for the animals, the nature, how it stirs us to want to protect it and take care of it. The love between our family, for our friends, for pets, for each other, and how it really does make a difference. One small act can really make a difference for one person, even if it's just a stranger. If you just say hello, if you just ask about their day, it can make such a difference. If you reach out to your friends, your family, yeah. I've heard this a lot. I don't know if it's, social media, but the whole, we're loved more than we realize, and I believe that. And it's not just in the way we think of it, as in, if it's not like in the movie, I keep saying in the movies, but it doesn't count, but all acts of love count, and it's important. And the love for ourselves, we have to remember as well to show ourselves grace and love as well. Be that friend for yourself as well. Reach out for yourself and make sure that you know that you are loved. And again, I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm trying to make a point. Just saying that even just stepping out in nature for a day, having the birds sing in your presence, having the sun on your face, feeling the rain, smelling the rain, just knowing that love is about connection at the end of the day, and we are all connected and we all belong here, and it doesn't have to be that you belong here because of a specific, because you do something, because you have to do something. It can be simple that you're here, you're valued because the world values your company. It just be yourself and let the world enjoy your company, because it matters. And yeah, so the laws were passed and the other birds were protected, and Stepan even installed a live stream so that people could follow their story and hopefully see if Klepetan would return. And then one day, as Malena was sitting and waiting, she saw a familiar silhouette in the sky, and it was Klepetan, and he had finally returned to be with her. And how wonderful and how romantic is that? I am a sucker for romance myself. I absolutely love it, Hey, I even fall for the romance that you see in movies. I don't want to sound like I'm completely dismissing it, but this story really captured my heart, and I just wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was so sweet. Again, I just can't help but admire the devotion that animals have, and it makes me a little choked up, if I'm honest. But yeah, I really wanted to, as I said, share that with you guys, and I wanted to paint something as well. I wanted to put it down, my love for their story, in the best way I can through painting. And yeah, I also wanted to finish this vlog by quoting Theo Von, the comedian. He's quite funny, but he says some pretty good stuff, and he said something that I thought was really nice, and I wanted you guys to remember that I hope you woke up today and somebody loved you, and I hope that someone was yourself, because you deserve it. Okay, don't forget that. And yeah, you guys are the best company while I'm painting, so thank you for keeping me company. And yeah, get to painting. Ooh, I wanna also, before I start, give a shout out to my mum for this cool sweater. I love it so much. It's so cozy. But I don't want to mess up when I'm painting, so I'm going to put on my pink fluffy hoodie for that. But yeah, I just want to show off my mum's knitting skills. It's so cool. See you guys in the next vlog.